I always like when we get to read this gospel passage because I think it's one that pretty much all of us can relate to on some level. You know, we all face storms in our lives, and I think we all can relate to the disciples who call out to Jesus, "Lord, save us, we're perishing." You know, we're going through this difficulty, this tragic situation. Save us. You know, maybe that's just me, but I think that's the human experience of calling out to God in the moment of distress. But I think where the disciples went wrong was the fact that they not only did they ask the Lord for help in a difficult moment, but they truly panicked, and they thought that this was the very end for them. And this is really a call to us to examine our own hearts in the midst of the storms, in the midst of our own darknesses and difficulties. You know, do we ask the Lord for help, or do we completely fall apart? Do we have a meltdown? Do we say, "Lord, we're perishing here, I'm perishing, save me"? Because you know what I think the Lord wants us to have a spirit of trust in those moments, to know that those are part of the journey, and to not panic, you know, to cling to the Lord, to understand that those moments will pass, and to not lose hope. The Lord said to them, "Why are you terrified? Why are you terrified, O you of little faith?" You know, I think if we had more faith, maybe those storms wouldn't terrify us so much, and we would see them as part of God's providence that He allows for our growth and for our maturity. Because if there's no storms, there's no growth. And so blessed be those storms that sanctify us, that test us, that stretch us in our capacities. But, you know, one thing I think that we could do in those moments is simply let God sleep. Let Jesus sleep. Trust. You know, not feel like we have to wake Him up. Let Him sleep. He is sleeping in the storm. He believes, He trusts in the Father. Let us trust as well. Let Jesus sleep and know that, again, those storms will pass. Those storms will pass. One of the things that we often think of in times of desolation is, this is going to last forever. This is like my whole life is like this. And that is the lie. That is the lie of Satan. We're not going to live our whole lives in the storm. We're not going to live our whole lives in desolation or darkness. The light will come again. The light will shine in our lives. And we have to believe that. And we have to trust that. And we have to cling to God in those moments, but let Him sleep. Not panic, not have a meltdown, and trust in God who is with us every step of the way.